Good morning and welcome to Universal Spirit Center. I'm Kevin Busey. I'm spiritual leader of our community, and I welcome you to our experience this morning. And a special shout out to any of you who sent in pictures of your pets. That was really awesome to see. I want to know how you got your dogs to be so photogenic and your cats to look right at the camera. Very impressive. So thanks for joining us this morning. We come to you live through three platforms: our website, Facebook, and YouTube. And we have our new computers here, so we don't expect any sound problems. Thanks for bearing with us over the last few weeks. And a special thanks to all of you who contributed to financing, paying for our new computer. We appreciate it. So I want to take a moment, as I would do if we were all together this morning, and say happy birthday to any of you who were born in June. So we want to just do a shout out, happy birthday. We're glad that you were born. I hope you have a really good birthday month. So now I'd like to talk about a video that I saw on our ministers' listserv this last week, and I was so moved by it that I wanted to share with you. I think it was created by one of our own Centers for Spiritual Living. So here's the video that I want to show you.
I want every white person in this room who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our black citizens do in this society, please stand. You didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way blacks are in this society, stand. Nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
So I got a chance to watch this video of George Floyd being murdered on the streets of Minnesota. Yeah, murdered. And we have an obligation as good officers to speak out against the bad. We have an obligation, and we owe it to the public and to the other officers in this country that are out here actually trying to do good, actually trying to protect and serve with honor. And if you stay quiet and don't speak out against it because you're fear of judgment, you're complicit in the behavior, the disgusting behavior. It's time that we take these bad officers and speak out against them and start holding them accountable and hold them to the same laws that we expect citizens to abide by. They're not above it, and it's time that good officers start speaking out and stopping it.
We got to change this. We got to break these barriers and these walls, and we got to do what we can as police officers. So 5 years ago, I did a traffic stop where a young man thought I was going to hurt or kill his dad because of the color of his skin. And that broke my heart. And from that moment on, I decided to change the way I do policing. I let them see who I am underneath this vest and who I am underneath this badge, so the innocent people don't have to fear me anymore, because that's not what we signed up for. So I challenge the other law enforcement officers. Get out of your car and get to know the people you protect.
We're here to show solidarity and unity.
Church groups, families, and business owners came together to remove the debris of last night's destruction. What started as a peaceful protest evolved into chaos and rioting. Local businesses attacked for no reason.
We are all saddened and probably angry to some extent. However, this is not the way to correct a wrong.
We also need the injustice to be addressed.
Yeah.
But we also need love to prevail. And so we stand for both of those.
You guys won't believe this video. So a CHP officer gets called to the DMV office based on a disturbance report. When he gets there, he realizes the only confusion is this woman is deaf and she's having trouble ordering her ID. He speaks ASL. So at this point, he's able to facilitate the transaction. He collects the money, starts working with her, and realizes that she came up short on the money. So at this point, he pulls out his own wallet. Look at this, you guys. And he gives his own money to help the deaf woman complete her transaction ordering a California ID.
For those of you who just tuned in, we're Universal Spirit Center, and we showed that video because it's so moving, and I invite us all to step forward into action as we continue to experience racism on our planet, and this, and in our country, really. And this Thursday night via Zoom, our Social Justice Committee, Spirit in Action, is sponsoring a forum where we can all get together and talk about the next action steps for our community that we can take to help heal and dissolve racism in our nation. So you would go to our Facebook page and enter the Zoom room. It begins at 6:30, and I encourage all of you to partake in this discussion. So I invite you to take a deep breath and to welcome our music director, Gina Walker.
Good morning, Universal Spirit Center. It's so good to see you this morning because you know what? You are the sunshine of my life. And we have to remember that as we are expanding in who we are. You are the sunshine of my life. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's why I'll always be around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You are the apple of my eye. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Forever you stay in my heart. Oh, I feel like this is the beginning. Though we have tried for a million years. And if I thought our love was ending, I would find myself drowning in my own tears. Oh, you are the sunshine of my life. Yeah, yeah. That's why I'll always be around and around and around and around. Yeah. You are the apple of my eye. Yeah. Forever you'll stay in my soul. You are the apple of my eye. Yeah. That's why we'll always be together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You, each step you take, you know we are together forever. Forever you stay in my soul. Ooh, bum bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 be scoop bum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum 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 we scoop bum 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 we bum bum we scoop. Oh, you are the apple of my eye. Yeah. That's why we will always be the divine, always be around. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. That fills my heart with so much love. Linda Ely on piano, doing what she does. And now we will bring one of our own to the stage. Here, please give your love to Georgia Winfrey. a song we sing. Fear's the way we die. Listen. You can make the mountains read. Listen as the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, we may not know why. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother, everybody. Get together. Try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go. We will surely pass. When the love that left us here returns to us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Oh, yeah. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Oh, yeah. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. If you hear the song we sing, you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in these trembling hands. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at our command. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Sing with me where you are. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Oh, yeah. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now.
Georgia Winfrey, thank you, Georgia, so much. Beautiful, beautiful song. Yes, our social justice action group is meeting through our website, not Facebook, as I said earlier. Lee corrected me on that. Also, that YouTube video that we showed at the beginning of the gathering is absolutely available to any of you who want it and want to send it out. You can simply email Lee at leeuniversalspiritcenter.org, and we can send it out to the minister who created it, Reverend Cliff, said that we could use it, spread it out into the world. So let's do that. So I want to give you an update in terms of our openings, our gathering together in physical presence. And so the committee met this last week, and we visioned for our opening, and they are in the process of reviewing documents from the CDC, from county, from state, from the health department, from Centers for Spiritual Living. And then as they review and discuss those documents, they will make a determination or anyway a process in which we're to follow for that opening. So stay tuned. It won't happen in June for sure, but stay tuned. And each Sunday, I'm going to keep you updated on that. So now is our time for a special shout out. It's Lydia DiVincenzo. We love her. There she is. Her picture's there. I want to give a special shout out for her because yesterday was her 80th birthday, 80 years old. And she's such a role model for aging gracefully. She really is. She's been a member in our community since 2006. She sits in the front row every Sunday morning when we gather. You've probably seen her. She's about 5 feet, 5'1", and she's got tons of energy in that small Italian body of hers. And she used to be a volunteer coordinator, as well as she coordinated all the special events that we put on at their center. So if there was a fundraising dinner or concert or Christmas Eve reception, any of those kinds of things, we simply called Lydia. We asked her to head it up, and she got her team together, and she always worked magic and wonders. And we have so many awesome celebrations as a community that we've had in our past, and we really owe it to Lydia for all of your hard work. We love you, Lydia. We know only the best for you, and we can't wait to see you again. All right, and now we have our own Jonas Simon, who's going to let us know about some other things that are going on at our center. Jonas.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Glad to have you here. So again, as always, if you're here for the first time, please visit our site and click the contact page, and we'll add you to the electronic newsletter. Coming up, we have Awakening Wednesdays, and that's going to be June 10th, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., featuring Ricky Byers. After that, we've got a men's group, which is having a Zoom call on Monday at 6:30. All men are welcome to connect in a safe space, so please email Lee at universalspiritcenter.org for more information on that. Also coming up, Donna Girardi, RSCP, and myself, prayer practitioner student, are both offering life enhancement non-certified classes online. Both are book studies. So Donna is doing Brene Brown's book, Braving the Wilderness, June 25th through July 30th. And I am doing Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And that's going to start Tuesday, June 16th, a week from this Tuesday. That's going to be a combination book study and meditation workshop. So it's a way of engaging the text directly, and it should be a lot of fun. If you're interested in either of those classes, you can go on the website, universalspiritcenter.org, and go to the classes tab for more information. And speaking of classes, the Foundation for Spiritual Living class, which is an introduction to our philosophy and faith here at Universal Spirit Center, is starting Wednesdays, 11 Wednesdays, with Eliza Talbot, RSCP, June 17th to August 26th on Zoom, perhaps completing in person depending on the lockdown. This class is required for further certified classes and for membership in Universal Spirit Center. So if you are interested in at some point becoming a member here, you're going to want to take this class, or if you're taking any classes here. Again, go to the classes tab on our website to register and learn more. I've got another very special announcement. So Universal Spirit Center's first year practitioners class, which is myself, Jonas, Derek, Hunter, Jessica, Annabelle, and Borghild, are planning a caravan as their end-of-year community project. So Tuesday, June 30th, the Prac One Caravan will be visiting those in our spiritual community who aren't able to connect or don't have access to our Zoom Sunday service. Our message is to come by, say hello as we offer smiles, supports, and affirmations in a safe, socially distanced, loving exchange. To those that would prefer to be contacted by phone or receive a love message by mail, you can do that as well. Just let us know. Our goal is to support you in any way and for you to feel comfortable. So deadline for signups for this is going to be June 22nd, and if you are interested, we ask you please reach out to Lee at universalspiritcenter.org. He's the one that's going to be collecting the signups, as well as if you just want a phone call or a letter by mail, you can contact him and let him know that as well. Let's see, second to last message, we're almost done. Zoom Community Room is nightly at 7 p.m. So if you want to just meet and have a meditation and just kind of check in with what's going on with you in your life, you can do that every night on 7 p.m. You just go to our website, universalspiritcenter.org, and click on the Zoom Community Room button. And we also offer that before Sunday service every week, 9:45 to 10, and after Sunday service every week from 11 to 11:30. And very lastly, practitioners are standing by to support you spiritually. So go to the guidance tab on our website and click on that, and someone will reach out to you. So thank you very much for letting me be of service, and I'll see you next Sunday, hopefully. Okay, have a great week.
All right, thanks, Jonas. And I want to give a special shout out to his class as well as Ricky Byers this Wednesday night through our Awakening Wednesday, and then Donna's class, the book study. They're both very powerful teachers, and Liza for introduction to our philosophy. And so now we have Dharmini, who is going to be leading us in our time for meditation. Dharmini.
Good morning, Universal Spirit Center community. My name is Dharmini. I'm one of the licensed prayer practitioners here. And it is truly an honor to be here with you this morning and to be guiding us and leading us in our experience of meditation and prayer. So let's settle in. Let's settle in to our hearts. Let's settle into our skin. Let's settle into the space that we find ourselves in right now. I'm going to read the reading for today, which is from Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind. My love goes out to everyone in the world. I do not exclude anything, for I love everything that is. My love warms and lightens everything that it touches, and it goes out into all places. The love flowing through me is a power to all who come into contact with it. Whispers of love, shouts of love, pleas of love, silence of love, is all. God is all. Love as God, God as love, is present in absolutely every being, every creature, every space, every situation, every interaction. All of life is the presence of love manifesting itself. This wisdom, this glorious, infinite isness is right here in me speaking this prayer, is present in everyone gathered here to co-create this experience online, and it is present in all of the viewers, all of those who are participating now, watching it in this moment, and all of those who may watch it in the future. It is love. Love is happening. Love is expressing. Love is remembering itself. Love is returning into wholeness. Love is reminding itself of what it forgot about itself. That's what we are doing here and now. That is what this gathering is all about. And despite any appearance of separation because of our physical circumstances, I know that the absolute truth is that we are unified. We are an experience of unity. And I know that this knowing, this affirmation, this truth is so powerful. It just extends and expands and it grows to all of those around us, to all of those around them, and all of those around those people, so that all of us are together in this one glorious togetherness where each one of us is individual and perfect and unique, and yet we're all part of this glorious unity that is love. I say thank you, and I surrender back into the heart of God for the highest good. And so it is.
There's a place we can go to, whatever race or creed, a place we can go to, together you and me, a place we can go to stand in harmony, hand in hand together, for all this world to see, and that place is love. That place is love. That place is love. In the consciousness of our hearts, stand in love. Now is the time we have to make a choice, to go to fear and hatred or to give love a voice. Now is the time to stand in our beliefs and hold in our hearts what we want to see, and I stand in love. I stand in love. We stand in love, in the consciousness of our hearts. stand in love. I truly believe that we are all one, and we can't afford the carelessness of giving hate a gun. So we stand in love. We stand in love. We stand in love in the consciousness of our hearts, in the consciousness of our hearts, in the consciousness of your heart. Stand in love.
Georgia, what a beautiful song, so appropriate for now. Thank you so much, Georgia. And I understand you can hear us. I am thrilled that you can hear us. So thanks for being patient with us during this time, and I'm so glad we're connecting with you. And I have to give a special shout out to Corey, our sound, camera, computer guy, and as well Gino, who's worked so hard to make this come about. And I've got to tell you a little story that Gino, that they went to deliver the new computer, which is making all this happen, last Wednesday or Thursday, and she missed the drop-off from UPS. So UPS was driving around downtown doing other deliveries. She went around North Park looking for the UPS truck that had our computer. She was actually talking to me on the phone, and she goes, "Oh, I see you, UPS truck." She pulled them over, and sure enough, they had the computer. So a special acknowledgement for Gino and Corey for all that they did. Oh, what a tough couple weeks. I just want to acknowledge the pain and the struggle that so many of us, and the rage that so many of us are feeling right now. And about a month ago, I came up with the topic, the title topic for today, what we're leaving behind. And to tell you the truth, after the last couple weeks, I don't even know what I meant by that. I really have to speak into what's happening now with the murder of George Floyd by a white police officer. You know, there's this dynamic, this spiritual dynamic that we talk a lot about here in this center, and I'm sure you've experienced it in your own life, and I do too. And it's that dynamic where we are always, if we're awake, if we're alive, we're always feeling some kind of call beyond our comfort zones or the limits or the boundaries of our lives, the fears. We're always feeling that call if we're paying attention. And sometimes that call feels like a push, sometimes it feels like a pull, and sometimes it feels like we're being dragged. It's kind of the dynamic of spiritual life, that growth happens outside of our comfort zones. That we're always called to move to a greater expansion of who we are and the impact that we have on the world. One of the things that I loved most about what Ernest Holmes said and wrote about is he said that we meet the divine in the ordinariness of our lives. That we don't go to some holy mountaintop or some monastery or ashram to experience God. We actually go to those places to reflect back and get a greater understanding of our lives. Because the divine and the divine call is happening right in our lives. So you could simply look in your ordinary daily life and you will find a push or a pull to be greater than you are. A push or a pull to move beyond your boundaries and your limits and your comfort zones and your fears. So that's the dynamic. That's the dynamic of spiritual growth. What is amazing and awesome and magnificent and terrifying is that right now, humanity, and specifically our nation together, is receiving such a call. It's no longer the individual call. It's a call upon our nation and humanity. It's an amazing thing for everyone to be called to move beyond the status quo. So what's going on in our world? The first thing that's going on is the pandemic, the shutdown, the almost call to come to be to ourselves. The second thing that's going on is the murder of a black man by a white police officer that you and I can witness on our cell phones. The third thing that's happening is the leadership of this country is providing what is opposite to a call to unity and healing and inspiration. You know, as we have conversations with each other, as we attend the marches, as we attend the prayer vigils, we could hear the anger and the pain and the struggle in other people as well as ourselves. And I think what we're experiencing right now is what Eckhart Tolle refers to as the pain body. So Eckhart Tolle talks about, because of our past, we accumulate within our body pain. And Eckhart Tolle's idea is that there are certain things in our present day life that triggers that past accumulated pain, that pain body, and it gets activated. It gets activated in pain, and it gets activated in rage. But the thing is, I think what we're experiencing now is a collective pain body. Collective, as a nation, as humanity, but specifically as a nation. So check this out. Just as we were been called to move away from the noise and the connection and the activity and the busyness of our lives, and we've been called apart to be with ourselves and to be at home, what lies just below the surface of all that is an accumulated pain and guilt and rage around racism. That's what's happening right here, right now. And I think what's happening for our nation is a manifestation of that pain body. So check this out. It's the universe right now, this one divine connected life, this unified field, is having us examine how we still either deny or participate in the experience of racism. And it's not easy work. It's not easy as a nation to look back on our history and to see how we attempted to annihilate a whole race of people, the Native Americans. How we enslaved our black brothers and sisters, and how racism continues today. This is hard work to look at, to be aware of, and to acknowledge. And I think as we experience this pain body, I think as we experience the guilt and the pain and the struggle and the rage of what's present in our world today, if we're following, check this out and see if this isn't true, we're following the stages of grief and loss. So the first stage in grief and loss is denial. It's denial. You know, it doesn't exist. Racism doesn't exist, or it doesn't exist in me. Right? And that's the first step. It's denying that it exists. It's denying white privilege. Or it's denying that there's elements of racism in me. The second stage in the grief and loss process is as we start to move from denial, we're enraged. We're enraged. We're angry maybe at ourselves, at our culture, at our history, at our present day situation. And we're certainly seeing both denial in our country and we're seeing rage in our country. The third step is bargaining. You know, if I say Black Lives Matter, or if I make a sign, or if I do a march, or go to a prayer vigil, that's my part. That somehow, maybe that's enough. Or if I just pray hard enough, I'll pray it away. It's a bargaining stage. The fourth stage is a stage of deep, deep sadness. It's the awareness of reality within us, and it makes us deeply sad. And the fifth stage, it's acceptance, but I think integration is a better word here. Where we integrate the guilt of our past, the pain of our past, maybe our present day guilt, our present day pain, and we integrate that with the teachings of Christ and Buddha and Muhammad and Krishna and the call found in the Kabbalah that we love one another. Essential message of all major spiritual traditions. We love one another. So I want to go back briefly to these stages of grief and loss. It's important that we identify which stage we're in and not to get stuck there. So we would so readily point the finger at someone maybe who denies racism on our planet. But the call for us is to look within ourselves and to see where we're in denial. The temptation to hide out in anger and rage and to keep that fueling. It's a strong temptation. I know that one. It's a strong temptation. But it's the call to move on to a beginning sense of integration through bargaining. And we feel the sadness. We feel the pain. We don't hide away from it or shut down to it. But we're present to the pain. And only as we move through each of these stages can you and I move to an experience of integrating. Look at what's going on in our world today. From the pandemic, to the racism, to the violence, to a complete lack of leadership within our country. You and I are being called. You and I are being called to move from our fears and our comfort zones and the status quo and the denial. You and I are called to move from the rage and the bargaining and the deep sadness. You and I are being called by the universe, by the infinite presence, to be aware of where you and I fail to love. And you and I are being called right now to commit to and to work for the experience on the planet where everyone is loved. Last Thursday night, we had a Zoom call where we invited anyone to get together and kind of process their feelings. And Chris Barber was on that call, and he made some very fascinating synchronicities that are going on right now. He says NFL players, largely black, but NFL players have been taking the knee in the Pledge of Allegiance, not out of blasphemy or whatever it's called, but out of a sense of respect. They've taken a knee. George Floyd took a knee. We're experiencing right now a pandemic in which this virus attacks the lungs and people aren't able to breathe. George Floyd's last words were, "I can't breathe." We've seen since his murder in so many cities riots and the experience of a fire, things being set on fire, started last weekend. Last weekend, as my colleague David Alexander pointed out, last weekend was Pentecost. It's the ascension of sacred flame, of tongues of fire on the disciples. And on that weekend, where Christianity celebrated the experience of Pentecost, the tongues of fire, so many of our cities were on fire. And I think we have a simple choice. Are we going to ablaze in the fire of rage or anger or destruction? Or are we going to set ourselves on fire with God's radical love? Are we going to let those impurities burn away in us and feel God's love so intently that we're called to take action so that no one ever again, no black person ever again, or person of color, or transgender, or any of the other minorities that white society has marginalized, that will never happen again. So Universal Spirit Center, I call us to action. I invite all of you to join us this Thursday night at 6:30 through our website on our Zoom call and discuss and pray about and be open to seek what are our next steps. And I invite you personally to move from denial, from anger, from bargaining, from your sadness, into an integration that calls us to action. I just want to close. Maybe some of you have seen it, but in my neighborhood, there's a sign on a window, big bay window in a living room that says, "White people, do something." So I invite you to take a breath in. I invite you now to close your eyes. Maybe place your hands over your heart. And I want to read again this prayer from Ernest Holmes that Darmini read earlier. And it's the reading from this morning. So place your hands over your heart, close your eyes. My love goes out to everyone in the world. I do not exclude anything, for I love everything that is. My heart warms and lightens everything that it touches. And it goes out into all places. The love flowing through me is a power to all who come in contact. So we open here now to the power of love. Let's experience our hearts ablaze with divine flame. We open to God's love to move through us and to call us into action in our world. And we know this together, as together we say. And so it is.
There's a place that I know where the sycamores grow and daffodils have their fun, where the cares of the day seem to slowly fade away in the glow of the evening sun. Peace when the day is done. If I go there real late, let my mind meditate on everything to be done. If I search deep inside, let my conscience be my guide, then the answers are sure to come. Peace for everyone. When you find peace of mind, leave your worries behind, and don't say it can't be done. With a new point of view, life's true meaning comes through, and the answer we seek is freedom won. Peace is for everyone. Peace is for everyone.
Gino Walker, our music director. Thank you, Gino. That's beautiful. That's a great song. So I want to remind you, if you want to share that YouTube video we showed at the beginning of our gathering, you can email Lee at universalspiritcenter.org. Lee at universalspiritcenter.org. And we're typing that in now in the chat. And also acknowledgement of those of you who are acknowledging my talk. Thank you very much. So now is our time for giving and receiving. And I asked Tom Deaton to send a letter, so he did that. It's on my iPhone here. He actually texted it to me. And so here's Tom's letter to us. Dear Universal Spirit Center, I'm Tom Deaton. I was first introduced to Science of Mind about 30 years ago by a neighbor who told me about Pacific Church of Religious Science with Kathy Hearn as the minister. As I was there, I learned the fundamentals and took classes. That's where I first met Rev Kev when we were both students in Foundations for Spiritual Living. So Tom and I were classmates back a few years ago. Rev Kev had a clear vision of where he wanted to go, and it was gratifying to watch his vision grow. Kathy Hearn ultimately stepped down, and Kevin and Guy created Midtown Church of Religious Science, now Universal Spirit Center. I have been coming since the beginning. I find the philosophy empowering and I'm supportive of the good causes that Universal Spirit Center undertakes. I look forward to the music, to Rev Kev's uplifting and inspiring talks, and I especially look forward to the many people I've come to see the many people I've come to know. I miss you all. I gladly support this organization for all the good work it does, and I want it to continue. I am staying home with my partner, with our dog, and with our cat. We all like each other, so it makes this confinement tolerable. Tom Deaton. So I invite you to support the work that we do here at Universal Spirit Center. So let's place our hands over our hearts right now. Take a deep breath in and just think of something that you're grateful for. What are you grateful for in this moment? I'm grateful you could hear us. So what are you grateful for? So feel a sense of gratitude. Grateful that we can breathe. Grateful that you and I can take a stand and can act. Grateful that we can open to God's love and to God's guidance to create a new culture. So if you would repeat after me, as I give out, I receive. As I receive, I give out.
As I receive, I give out.
Divinity happening as me.
Divinity happening as me.
And so it is.
So I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need now. Take this into your heart, sing it out. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need. I allow. I accept, I believe that I have all I need now. Now sing it from your soul. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need. I allow, I receive, I accept, I believe that I have all I need now.
So I invite you to place your hands over your heart. And during this time, I so wish we were physically together. But I invite you to close your eyes and imagine that we are. And imagine we're in a great circle, that we're holding hands. And that we're joined by humanity, by all of creation right now. And we're joined by beings of light, by sages, by teachers, by saints. And we surround the planet right now. We surround our nation and the planet. And we send forth to our planet, to all of humanity, the fire of love. We set our planet ablaze with love. We find in our place, in ourselves, where there is less than love, and we fill those dark, closed down places with divine infinite love. And we send it forth upon our planet now. And beloved community, know this with me. A mighty blessing upon our planet, all beings everywhere, as together we say, and so it is.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Now feel that love washing over the entire world. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Let the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. Joy, 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 joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. Universal Spirit Center, have an amazing week. So grateful and so blessed by each and every one of you. We thank you that we have amazing sound. And I'm going to put a ditto of that much love out to Corey for all the hard work, Linda L. for all her amazing work that she does behind the scene, Georgia for stepping in and being that beautiful voice to support us, Jonas, that always is there whenever we need you. Thank you, my love, for all the practitioners that come forth. We are absolutely loving each and every one of you. And of course, we have to give a shout out to the one and only Rev Kev for being what he does, doing it, laying it down, baby, laying it down. He's giving me the cut, but it's okay. I got the mic. I love you, Universal Spirit Center. We'll see you next week. Be here Wednesday.